This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what you need to know today. France has indicated it plans to put a resolution to the powerful United Nations Security Council that would ensure the right of Armenians forcibly displaced from their homes in Nagorno-Karabakh to return to the region. No matter how it tries to portray the situation, Azerbaijan planned and organized the exodus of more than 100,000 Armenians from Nagorno-Karabakh. This is a crime that cannot go unpunished, French Foreign Minister Catherine Colonna said yesterday. Colonna did not indicate a time frame for introducing a resolution to the Security Council, where France is one of 5 permanent members. The Council, the only UN body with the power to issue binding resolutions, has met 3 times in the past year to review the situation in Nagorno-Karabakh, but has so far failed to take any action beyond debate. Last week, Colonna visited Armenia, where she confirmed Paris will begin selling military equipment to Yerevan. The exact type of arms that will be supplied was not immediately clear, nor was the timeline for the deliveries. A week before that, Colonna said France will open a consulate in Armenia's strategically important Syunik region, becoming the 3rd country after Iran and Russia to establish or announce plans to establish a permanent diplomatic presence there. She again did not provide a time frame. In The Hague, public hearings began today at the International Court of Justice as part of the ongoing Armenia versus Azerbaijan case. Speaking before the tribunal, Yeghishek, the Armenian government's point person for international legal matters, said, "It hasn't even been 9 months since I stood here and warned that Azerbaijan is implementing a plan to ethnically cleanse all of Nagorno-Karabakh's Armenians. I'm sorry to say that this has already become reality. But," he added, "there is still time to prevent the forced displacement of Nagorno-Karabakh's Armenians from becoming irreversible." Armenia filed the court case against Azerbaijan in 2021, alleging violations of a racial discrimination prevention treaty. Baku quickly filed a countersuit against Yerevan under the same convention. As part of the case earlier this year, the court ordered Azerbaijan to end its then ongoing near-total blockade of Nagorno-Karabakh, but Baku ignored the ruling until last month, when it reopened the Lachin corridor to allow Armenians to flee after launching a major military offensive against the region. Sometimes called the World Court, the International Court of Justice is the UN's principal judicial body and settles disputes between countries. Although its decisions are legally binding, it has no enforcement powers. The tribunal is separate from the International Criminal Court, which Armenia joined earlier this month in defiance of repeated and unusually strong warnings from Russia not to do so. Back in Yerevan, Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan pledged to do everything in his power to keep the more than 100,000 Armenians forcibly displaced from Nagorno-Karabakh in Armenia, as it came to light that at least 2,500 of them had already left Armenia for other countries. "It is our policy to do everything to ensure that all forcibly displaced people from Nagorno-Karabakh remain in Armenia. We want everyone to stay, live, and work in Armenia without exception," Pashinyan said at his weekly cabinet meeting today. "We will do everything through government programs so that people's opportunities to stay in Armenia are not limited by anything," he added. Referring to the roughly 2,500 people from Nagorno-Karabakh who are understood to have already left Armenia, Pashinyan said, "I hope they are just spending some time with their relatives abroad to overcome their state of shock, and then they will return." And amid the ongoing war in Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories, the Armenian government is working to organize evacuation flights for all ethnic Armenians regardless of citizenship. In a statement, the Armenian embassy in Tel Aviv urged all Armenian citizens in the region to register with the embassy in preparation for repatriation flights. The embassy will also develop a list of persons of Armenian origin who do not have Armenian citizenship, the mission added. Most of the several thousand Armenians living in Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories are located in Jerusalem. You can also check out the latest episode of CivilNet's Insights series, where host Eric Hakopian dissects what he sees as the Armenian government's policy failures that enabled Azerbaijan to commit ethnic cleansing in Nagorno-Karabakh. You can find the full broadcast up now on our website and YouTube channel. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 31,350. That's the number of people forcibly displaced from their homes in Nagorno-Karabakh who are now living in Yerevan, according to newly elected Mayor Tigran Avinyan. Tens of thousands more displaced people have been temporarily settled in towns and villages across Armenia. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.